Hello and Merry Christmas, everyone, and Happy Holidays. On Christmas Day this year, we see the release of American Underdog, the Kurt Warner story. American Underdog follows the life of Kurt Warner, an American football player who gets rejected time and time again, and then ends up getting um, a tryout with the St. Louis Rams, and then goes on to win the Super Bowl and the MVP of the Super Bowl and that year's Most Valuable Player award as well. And this movie is just all about inspiration. It's very inspirational. It's very about dedication, about courage, about just following your dreams and keeping on track and doing whatever you can to achieve them. Okay, so this movie is directed by Andrew and John Erwin, and it stars Zachary Levi as Kurt Warner, Anna Paquin, Dennis Quaid, Chance Kelly, and Adam Baldwin. And with anyone's life story, there's a lot going on in this, and it kind of gets jumbled at times, making the central stories not as impactful. And then parts seem short and a little rushed. They could have just streamlined this story and made it about Kurt Warner and his football journey. Instead, they focus on his family relationship with his stepson, relationship with his girlfriend turned wife, and just them trying to deal with balancing life kind of felt not as authentic and not as just the drama wasn't there for a movie, and it wasn't impactful because we're spread so thin throughout all of his life and just these little points that happen throughout, and it just doesn't focus on one 5-year period. It focuses on 10 plus, which gets kind of confusing and just drags out some parts that don't need to be dragged out. With that being said, I do think Zachary Levi gives a pretty decent performance as Kurt Warner. He looks like him a lot, well, maybe a little bit bigger than him, but it's a good performance and something that Kurt Warner and his wife were critical in the development and involvement with this film, and picking Levi to play him is just great. And it's the story Kurt Warner wants to tell about his life, so I can't really say bad stuff about it. He had very big creative aspects in this movie getting made. One thing I do like about the movie, though, is the interlacing of actual footage and the footage that was filmed is done very well. You see Kurt Warner playing Zach Levi playing Kurt Warner in these football drills in the games, and then it cuts to the actual broadcast of the games that happened during the live game happening in the 90s and 80s. And with that, the football shots, they seem small, but they were really clean, really crisp. I thought it was good, maybe a little weird. I'm still kind of torn on if I liked it or not, but it just seemed very small in scale. Like there wasn't enough people um on the sidelines, or like the backs blurred out, but like the field like looked really clean, which I do remember. The turf looking very clean, very pristine, but it just looked kind of weird compared to other football movies that I've seen before. And this movie has, like I said, a lot of stories, a lot of focus, but one of them is on God, is on his religion, his spirituality. And I really like the use they did this, I feel like, in the correct way. It wasn't being forced. It was just something about him they wanted the audience to know, and it was very subtle and very critical to the story without taking away, without focusing too much on it, and just being there and being a big part of his life. You see in why he made certain decisions in his life because of his religion and spirituality. But this movie I really enjoyed, more so. I know it was a bad movie, but I enjoyed it because this was the time period I started really watching football. And the movie chronicles that, and I love that Kurt Warner is one of my favorite football players, and it's just good to see him on the screen, portrayed by Zach Levi, and just see his life story, which I know more about now because he was very involved in making this movie and wanted to make this movie. But it's still not a good movie. Even though I did like it, I know it has problems, it has faults. So I'm gonna give this movie a score of 29 out of 100. Go see it Christmas Day. It gets released, so it's a feel good movie. It'll make you happy. You'll smile. It's good for the whole family. You all can go see it. Great movie. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments below, though.